Good morning, everyone. Welcome to 80th webinar of as part of Saturday webinar series for Agri Startup Ecosystem by Managed Center for Innovation and Agripreneurship. We are agri-business incubator supporting agri startups at a idea as well as advanced level. We have supported through mentoring more than 450 startups as on date, and we have incubated 289 startups under RKVY-RAFTAAR. So we are doing this webinar to create awareness among agri startup ecosystem and enthusiasts who would like to show what kind of opportunities are there in the system. Today's topic is role of startups in organic farming and the kind of policies, training and certification required to get into this, and what kind of opportunities would be there in the startups. To discuss this with us, we have three founders here with us today. We have starting with Mr. Abhishek Bakchandka, who is a co-founder of Nimble Growth Organics, who've been in this business for past 5 years. They're based out of Bangalore. So they're a social enterprise with ethical values into the organic farming. On this note, we would like to welcome Mr. Abhishek to share his experiences and his views on the given topic.
Thank you. First of all, I would like to thank Manage for creating this platform and given us the opportunity to share our ideas, our thought process, and how we have gaining experience in organic farming. Right. So I'll start with the role of organic farming, the role of startups in organic farming. Right. So let me give you a background. In 1960s, the Green Revolution started. And we all know why that started, because India was growing population and the agriculture, the output that we are getting from the agriculture was not sufficient, right? And then the government thought, okay, let's start using chemicals, fertilizers for the growing population, and that's where it started. But eventually what we have seen is the Green Revolution has given us many backfires, like the soil we have abused the soil, whatever means we can, right? And the use of chemical fertilizers, it's enormous. So now we are at a stage where we are thinking again how to revive it, how we can gain the original status of the soil, right? So that is why I think 5 to 8 years back, the organic farming started. Organic farming is what? It is going back to the 50 years back. It is nothing rocket science. It is just the way we were doing organic farming 50 years back. We are doing the same way, right? We are using cow dung, cow urine, panchagavya, jayamrita, all this stuff. So, and what we have learned in the past 5 years in Nimble Growth is nothing is rocket science. We are just using our nature as it is. We are not playing with the nature. That's the major thing that is organic farming is all about, right? And the role of startups. We have seen how edtech, how fintech has grown in the last 5 years, and I'm pretty sure that agri-tech is the next 5 years business in this whole country, right? Moreover, we have seen that in my childhood, or probably whoever in this platform have seen that when you start your education, your father and mother will say doctor, engineer, or BSCA, right? Nothing else. There was no third option left for us. Now we have seen that youngsters who are just college pass outs are really thinking about farming, agriculture. Why? Because they have seen a great opportunity, a great vision, and that is where the startups has given them the vision. We have onboarded 34 agronomists in our platform. In Nimble Growth, we have 34 agronomists who are working with us day in, day out with the farmers, giving them technical advices, how to do, what to do, and all that. This is what I think the role of startups is manifold when we talk about organic farming. And now let's talk about the certification. See, we all know Aditi is the certification body approved by the government of India. I think we should not wait for 3 years to get the certification. What I think is, let's get the organic content in the soil on the first day, If it is approved, it is as per the norms, we should get the certification on the very first day. It should not be like, okay, boss, your soil is good, but I cannot give you certification for the next 3 years. We should have a system where a farmer who is doing organic farming for the past 50-60 years and his soil is perfectly organic, why he should wait for 3 years? Why cannot he get the certification in the very next day? If it is soil is good, organic content is good, we should get. That is why we have created 54 checklists when we onboard a farmer in our system. He should have livestock. He should have experience of organic farming. He should have the experience of using cow dung, cow urine, how to use Jamruta, how to use Panchadravya and all that. This is what I think is a government should take up. And as we have, if you all are aware that Sadhguru is traveling all around the world for the soil conservation, he has quoted that if your organic content is good, you're organic. Right? So I don't think any farmer, it is not good that any farmer should wait for 3 years to call organic. I don't think it is the right way. If you think that your soil is organic, it is having the prerequisites, what is required for the organic certificate, he should get on the very first day. Moreover, I will come back to the role of startups in organic farming. What I have experienced in my 5 years in involved with organic, that a person who is on the field is more happy when he is in front of the laptop, right? In laptop, what you do, you are guided by some policies, you are guided by some norms, and you just follow it. In field, there is no one to speak, no one to tell what to do. You think what you feel good, you should do. And that is what we are doing in Nimble Growth. We just tell our agronomist, well, this is the problem, you have to solve it. He then comes up with different ideas. He keeps on studying what is organic farming, how we can nurture the nature, what and all things need to be done organically, and he comes up with good ideas. So we are basically training the youth to cater a larger community, to cater a larger unit of farmers, to cater a larger volume of people when it comes to their health. Because once you start eating organic, you will see a manifold benefits in your health. That is what we have seen, and trust me when I say that once you start eating organic, you can easily identify when a single piece of potato you eat inorganic or a single piece of tomato you eat inorganic. I can easily identify it. So and with this kind of platforms like Manage and many other platforms that we are having in India right now, they are actually helping us and many other people by giving the right information, giving the right way of living, and the plus and minuses of organic farming. That's all from my side.
Yes, sir. Thank you. So would like to thank you for sharing your opinion, sir. With this, we'll move to our second speaker for today. Satya, sir, can you hear us?
Yes. Am I audible, Shivraj?
Yes, sir. We have Mr. Satyadev with us today. He is the CEO and founder of ABY Farmers LLP. Incubated Manage. They have a concept of making farmers their shareholders and making profit is they're sharing 50% their profit with farmers. They're providing them a marketing linkages, which is extremely important nowadays. With this, we hand it over to you, sir. Thank you very much.
Can you just activate my share option?
1 second, sir. Gina, to do that, give us a moment. Yes, sir. You can.
It's activated now. Yeah. Yuvraj?
Yes, sir, it's visible.
Yeah. So can you just mute my video so that the bandwidth will be okay?
I think you can do it on your own.
Yes, sir. You can continue, sir. It's all good, sir.
So please just mute my video so that I will just speak.
So please, sir. You can do that. Not an issue.
Yeah. So good morning, everyone. My name is. We have started organization called Abi Farmers LLP in 2017. As Yuvraj told, the major focus of Abi Farmers is to create market linkage for the farmers. But the model what we have chosen is, so we are not directly working with farmers, we are working with farmer producer organizations. And the area we have selected is that pesticide free produce giving consumers. So for that, so now entire country, if you see that the overall produce, only 5% of the entire produce is the organic certified or the natural, rest all the conventional. The first and foremost, the question mark and the object to identify where are these farmers and farmer groups where they are doing in the natural farming or the organic certification. That is the first challenge. For that, so we have just so interacted with so different people across the thing. Where are the pockets and all those things? The major problem for this organic so produce versus the conventional is that conventional you can find the large chunks of so area of one single crop, all those things in particular location, and market systems are established, and farmers only need to just pay so procure and so give it to the mandis, also give it to the traders. That is the thing. But in case of organic farming, the major problem farmers face is that who is the buyer. But there are some farmers who could do within their own so scope of area. They can identify the prospective people who can purchase their produce by intimating about the practices and all those things. But if it is to be done on a large scale, one farmer or two farmers or three farmers cannot do, because that requires the connecting to the so either retailers or the direct consumers. So this is a hectic task for the individual farmer to market. Otherwise, they have to sell even the organic produce also as the regular produce. That is the majority of the farmers they are facing. Third problem facing by the farmers is that when people are just going for this organic farming, so some of the so best practices and all those things, so they are so not following. Only thing, as Abhishek told, so they are just starting without using any chemicals and all those things. But so are some natural farming by the Paul Aker and the different experts they are telling. So here, because of there are some fundamental thing of this which the farmers taking care of, the productivity is coming down. So sometimes it is coming down as so high as up to 40%, also some cases 50%, also some cases 30% also. So if the farmers convert to the organic or natural farming and they are not able to just get the equal the produce of the conventional farming, and what they are facing is that the returns on the farming if the same price is there. So if they want to sell in the conventional channels, so that has become the major issue, and many farmers shifted back to the regular farming because of these issues. One is that lack of marketing and all these things. So keeping all those things, what we thought is that working on that, there are some of them trying to convert into the organic farming. There are some of them only doing the natural farming. So these are all the different type of so FPOs are there. So we decided as the organization, we'll work with the FPOs only. So, but when we reached the approach the FPOs, there are so 4 or 5 major issues that are faced by the FPOs. The first and foremost is that so they are not having the required financial link the procurement and input services from the farmers. That's where the majority of the FPCs are dormant currently because of this thing. So they know what to be done, but the financial linkages and so banks and all those things, the even government policies and all those things, in only on the name they are there, but majority of them they are not accessible. For example, government and SFAC and the NABARD, all those people came up with this FPO promotion and so guidelines, all those things here. There they talking about collateral free, so loan for the FPOs and the subsidy, matching subsidy, and the processing unit establishment subsidy, all those things they were talking about. But in reality, if you go and see and check with the FPCs, so because of the banks and other people issues, they are not getting the things. So because earlier, so 5 to 10 years back, so in my previous organization, we used to start so a lot of FPOs under the government funding. But has the timeline. After timeline, they will not either just ask us to just leave that location and start in the new place, or so these are the reasons why once we just guide the FPOs for a certain period, and after that we just don't take it to the level, and just if you want to leave, currently being faced by all the location in India where the resource organization concept is not working fully for the FPOs. Just because the FPO's requirements are not fulfilled within the timeline that so government has fixed. So the leaders are not properly. So one is the finance. So that is one thing. So because of that thing, so the FPCs, what they are doing is that they are identifying one or two corporate organizations, and they are just supplying the own in the commodity form to them, and they are getting the money. So in this process, corporates and other traders, they are giving at least 1 or 2% compared to the market yard prices. But the within 1% or 2%, the FPCs are not able to recover the entire cost. They are just incurring so on these operations, and that is only one-time affair, because that their work will be there only at the time of harvest. They have to coordinate all the procurement from the farmers, and they have to aggregate, they have to clean it, and so in the good form they have to give it to the either trader or the corporates. That's where we thought that, okay, this is not going to be beneficial for the farmer if the FPC is working only on the procurement of the commodities and marketing of the commodities. That's not going to happen. For that to happen, they need to operate on the full capacity of this FPO. All farmers should give it to them. They should have these warehouses to keep the procured stock. They should have this warehouse receipt financing thing need to be available, and identify the market agency. If required, they need to stock for some time, because they need to get the difference of prices of the over period of time. So these are all need to be taken care when they wanted to focus on the commodities marketing. But what are the other options? So so when you just the entire spectrum, farmers are there, and the consumers are there. So why the consumers and farmers are not in touch? Because the consumers, what they want is a different farm, and what farmers are producing is a different farm. Consumer want rice, farmers are producing paddy. So because of this thing, the traders and the middleman or the processor coming to the picture, they became more powerful than either the consumer or the farmer. So farmer has to give it to the trader or the processor who in turn will process the store it and process the commodity and market to the consumer. So both ways, the trader or processor are giving the fixing the price to the both of them, to the consumer as well as to the farmer as well as. So what we thought is that why the farmers need to focus on the processed item, whatever the possible, processed item, that's what we're calling as the primary processing facilities at the FPCs. That's where FPC will have the year-round operations. FPC can fix the price for this the processed item, because whereas the commodities FPCs or any farmers in the further phase so are not able to fix the price for themselves, because the entire country system is in such a way that so government so traders are fixing the so MSP, minimum support price, are they implemented even that case also. Minimum support price means the minimum amount that need to be given to the farmers to sustain their operation. But if that is not happening also, that means that farmers will not have any so operational income. So these are all the things. So if you see that the issues that is there with the farmers and the FPCs, one is the financial linkage, second one is the establishment of warehouses, either rented or leased. Third one is the primary processing facilities where consumers eat, so that type of thing. There may be secondary processing, may not be feasible for the technical and financial fees altogether. So fourth one is the marketing. So these are things, essential things. So additional things is that inputs, so aggregated inputs supplied to the farmers, and the farm machinery supplied to the farmers. So this is the part from the additional thing also FPC can just work is that, so they need to focus on the training and capacity building of the farmers, which Abhishek was talking about. So these are all the things which so the FPCs need to focus. Otherwise, the role of FPCs will not be there. But when it comes to the marketing, that itself is the so bigger aspects, and they need to have the marketing promotion aspects. All those things will be there. They need to reach out to the big clients to sell the entire produce. So that's why what we said is that so whatever the FPC can manage at their own level, two-step process type. So the FPCs, we are calling it as a hub, where they will have this so far minimum one commodity, and they are just working on that thing. They need to have either warehouse, leased or owned warehouse. They need to have one processing unit, so either leased or the thing. So, and they need to have the financial linkages for that thing. So whatever that is there in the current situation, we are assessing them, and if it is not there, we are just providing that support, so that either warehouse or the processing unit is established at the FPC level. So our role is that thing. So whatever the processed item at the FPC level, we are getting them to our packing cum warehouse. We are doing the packing warehouse and in the warehouse, and we are selling to the direct B2B or B2C and B2 institutions. This type of like a Flipkart, we have this tie up, and now we are just working on the two other major clients also, and the B2B, the retail shops where they want white label type of packed items and all those things, and B2C where this is also very competitive environment. So unless you need to have the volume, so you will not be sustainable in that thing. So our major focus is on the B2I and B2B, and to perishable items and all those things, we are working on the B2C only for testing purpose in Hyderabad. So this is what we are operating. So from the policy point of view,
Sir,
as I told,
sir, your slides are not moving, sir. We can only see the first slide.
No. I just kept only this. So that I want them to see only this thing.
Okay, no problem, sir. Please carry.
Right. Yeah. So that our model they wanted to see is what. That's why I kept it. Okay. So with regard to this thing, so the policy level thing is that minimum number of government should be that thing. They need to select some FPCs and give the entire spectrum of all the as per the guidelines promotion of FPCs. They need to focus on that thing and the requirements. Receipt financing, whether it is a collateral fee loan from the banks or the establishment of warehouse and processing unit, this need to be taken care by these organizations like NABARD and SFACC, so that we will have these models across the different locations. And you see, wherever you go, whatever the FPCs have the processing unit only, that is visible and successful, and it comes into the paper media and all those things, because they have the produce with the farmers, they are the processing, they are able to export it, the finished good, they are able to give it to the corporation directly, consumers, and are able to manage it. But wherever they are only doing the collective marketing, sustainable, because the end person, marketing person, it is very sensitive, and they are not able to find this commodity. So this is very sensitive, and only margins are 2 rupees only, or 1% to 2% only. So that person changes. So that customers will go for this year, and the entire their plan will be go to the task. So the first and foremost in terms of the processing, the policy point of view is that one is that, as Abhishek is very good pointed out, that there should not be any limit to that thing. The testing should be so done for these agriculture farms, and if that is passed, then they can be allowed to go for the organic farming. So thing is, from the FPC's point of view, unless until this integrated services provided by the government, so to establish their own, so the warehouse, the organic production as well as the processing, they will not be strengthened. So that is the second thing. The third thing, whether in terms of government also did this good thing, is that so they have divided the two types of organic certification and natural. Natural farming, there is no certification at all, but the organic certification, third party will be there. But third party also, for exports purpose, there is one set of things for the OP and NOP. But for domestic organic purpose, the PGS certification is there. But PGS certification, there should be some, because the farmers cannot market the PGS certified product on their own. So there should be some, agri startups or the different people who are into the marketing space should be encouraged the PGS certified produce, so that can be going as a separate vertical and within the India, same country. But when it comes to the organic certified only, so they get exported. So people, they can have this strategy, and people who wanted to do the marketing of so local organic certified produce and PGS, so that should be given some support in terms of policies and all those things by the government. So as far as the trainings and other things are concerned, there are so many organizations, and NCOF also working on that thing. So NABARD also working on that thing. So there are training programs also working on that thing. So they need to just link, and so a lot of communication and information sharing should be provided to the all different stakeholders, so that they will be focusing on that thing. So as my first point, so if government or the SFAC or NABARD is focusing on the resource organization model for promotion of the organic farming, so one thing is that thing, so it should be milestone based the support to the resource organization and the farmer, and farmers and FPC supports can be extended depending on the milestones, rather than the fixed 3 years period support or 5 years period support. Different locations may have this different capacity to come up with that thing. So these are all my points which I wanted to share, and I will stop here unless the questions and answers I will take up in the next 15 minutes. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, sir. We'll take questions a little bit later. So once you complete, Satya sir also. Thank you very much for sharing your experience, the model you are looking, and your outlook in the sector. So with this note, we thank Satya sir and welcome our next speaker for today. Satya sir, who is a co-founder, who is the founder of Fresh On, is based out of Bangalore. They're encouraging consumption of natural and organic farming products. They do have a value-added products also in the sector. Sir, can you hear us?
Yeah, very much.
Yes, sir. Over to you, sir, please.
Thank you so much, Manoj and the team. And special thanks to Abhishek and Satya ji. They have shared their insights. It's a very close to my heart. I really agree for every point, whatever both of you said. We are in the same boat. Actually, the people who are in this organic sector and trying to add a value, they connect very faster. That's where we connected very fast with Satya ji as well. We have been associated since very long time. And thank you, Abhishek, your views and all, and wish you all the best. We'll keep working on this. Coming to a few points, most of the points has been covered by Satya and Abhishek here, and few more points how Fresh On is working. I'll just share some slides. We'll quickly go through it. I hope you can able to see my screen.
All good, sir. Good to go.
It's a fresh on healthy grocery to your doorstep. We are basically an online grocery store started in Bangalore. We customers where order online and we deliver to their doorsteps the groceries. That's a business model. The concept is very important, which is very close to my heart is we wanted to ensure a safe food should reach to the customers. To start with, my statement is anything good is good, but food must be good. That's very seriously we are working on. I have taken this very seriously to heart and working towards of this. Food must be good. There won't be any kind of adulterations. The reason of eating a food is not just filling a stomach or satisfying our taste buds. The reason is to fill the nutritional facts that nutritionals is missing out in our existing on a food. Either it is an intentional adulteration or unintentional adulteration, where this unintentional happens in the farm level, where because the survival of the farmer, they are forced to use the fertilizers and pesticides to get their survives and produces. So that it's lost is a purpose of eating such a chemical component based products. And post harvesting, as I've been experienced in this, post harvesting, there is a lot of adulteration is happening. For example, preservatives or value elements extraction from the products, or adding some unwanted things. And finally, the consumer, when it reaches to the consumer for these products, it's not fit for consumption. It's very saddest part, but actually it is in fact, acceptable fact. So this is where we are working. Our organization started, Freshen started in 2014, and from the 2014 to 17 till 3 years, we have worked very tremendously on the groundwork to understand why this deep adulteration. As Abhishek was saying, 50, 60 years back, our ancestors, they are quite comfortable on growing and eating also because there was no such chemicals, and even the organic, the word what we are using, it's a fancy word as of now, but that was not exist at that point of time. Everything was natural. The way they growing was natural, the way they eating was natural, and the impact was there was no much hospitalizations. But if you could see the current scenarios, just imagine yourself how many hospitals are popping up every day and how many medical shops and how many diagnostic center. Why we are depending our life so much of that? The major reason is the food. Along with your lifestyle, the major reason is the food. So Freshan wanted to address this food to ensure the safe food for consumers. So about the company, as I said, we are sourcing the products from the origin place, and it is unadulterated and tested for the purity and hygienically packed, and we only go and deliver to the customers. In this, we are basically we are working on the adulteration part. As we all seen, it's an open secret. Everybody knows of it, but still the consumers are continuously eating such food. That is where the pain point for us. They have seen the videos and many WhatsApps and Facebook, social media, everywhere they got to know it, but still they are going through the same food. That's where it's a harming, very hardly to them. We are addressing those things. We have successfully designed the model and reaching to the most of them in the Bangalore. What we are doing to address this is similar to the Abhi farms, and we are also sourcing directly from the farmers, encouraging the farmers and organic farmers. It's very tough part in this entire operations. So finding out such genuine farmers is very tough because there was no existing organic farmers. Very less people are available. What we have done is identifying such people through our advisory team. We have a 32 people of advisory team. With the help of them, we reached to the genuine farmer and done the reference checks and product quality test and everything. Once we are got to know it's safe for consumptions, then we started encouraging such farmers. Our idea is to create a pool of farmers. So converting them, what all required, as Abhi Farm said, what all things required for conversion them to the conversion farming to the organic farming. We have all the setups around us, including the trainings and or the menu creations. Many things we are created and supporting them. Successfully, we created more than 35 to 40 farmers organically growing now, who are freshly created. They're adding a great value to us. Once it is sourced from there, and we have a processing unit. And from there, we have a full-proof hygienic warehouse. We're packing and everything and going to deliver to the customers. So company is working. So food safety is our major culture, and we have more than 32 people industry expertise They're all like food technologists. Each has more than 2+ decades of an experience. They are adding a great value to us. They're all ensuring that the idea and execution what we are doing has to reach to the final achievements part. We have food technologists, agriculture department people, we have an organic inspector, Ayurvedic doctor, health officers. They are all adding a great value to us. As I said earlier, our concept is to upward two communities. One is farmer community and the second is consumer community. These two people are very deeply, sinking in the pains, and the survival is very difficult for both of them. Coming to the farmer basically very unhappy, as we all know, and not sustainable model. And as as I was following the Abhishek also, he was saying, so olden days and all, they used to say that if you are not studying properly, you'll be end up like your father in the farming itself. Better study and go to the better good jobs and all. That's how the situation has arisen very long back. It's a high time we all has to come and fix this issue. Farming is a very basic things. We all have to make it as a profitable and bring back the next generation farmer to that. That's very seriously we are working at. The first point is uplifting the farmer community. So where to give a small examples in and around my experience from so many years, most of the farmers, whomever we are going to talk, nobody have an interest in farming. Most of them, they say that they are unhappy with it, the prices are not good, and the growing is not happening, the chemical inputs, the cost are got higher. Ultimately, the effort and the labor issues and many things. So ultimately, the efforts what they are putting at, they are not getting the results of it. That's why they send their sons to out of the farming. And the rest of the farmers, they are moving to the cash crops, but because of their survival, like arak, sugarcane, and corn, it takes very less of investments and labor less intensive, so they can manage to get the better yield of this. But where is the food production? The farmers, the main job is food production. When they're shifting most of them into the araka farming and all, we will be ending up with the scarcity of the food. That's one of the very scary situation for us. We are trying to fix that by encouraging them and providing the best prices. As Abhi Farm said, that we are also providing the best prices and immediate payment, non-negotiable payment to our farmers. They are quite happy, and in fact, they are coming up with more pool friends also joining hands in the organic farming. That's where we reached, and we are so happy to share that information. And the customer community, they are really, I'm very fond of this community where they are very innocent people. They are working hard, they're very innocent, but they don't know. They're not connecting the dots actually. They know about adulterations and chemicals in each food product, but they're not connecting the dots. So where we are helping them and creating awareness to connect the dots to see the horror picture there, how they are ending up their life by eating such kind of foods. We have given a lot of realistic examples also. Even if you are going behind the discounts offers, I'm not against the people who are offering, but I'm saying that by these consumers, when they're going towards this offers and discounts things and all, hardly they can save. Even if you take an example, 3 to 4,000 of a monthly basket bill, even if you go for the discounts also majorly 800 to 600 to 800 rupees, you might get the maximum discount of it. Even if you consider 1,000 rupees per month, for a year, it's hardly come to that 12,000. For 10 years, it's 1,20,000 to 1,50,000. So if you are trying to save your money in this part by not focusing on quality food, maybe you end up with saving 1,50,000 after 10 years. But imagine your entire family, you are pledging for 10 years to eat such chemical foods, which is very dangerous, and that amount will not even help you to the consultation piece. Like this is the one example which I've given. Similar to this, lot of information we are giving to the consumers to convert towards an organic food eating. So other end, we are creating a pool of farmers, that's fine. But once they're growing the good food, as Satyaji was saying that most of the organic farmers, they are failed in selling their products in a right price. Because when they grow in organic and natural form, the production is comparatively less from the chemical based one. The quality was so good, but when they're selling it, they should get the better price of it. But unfortunately, they're not getting that better price because of the demand is not so high here. So that's where we are focusing more on consumers to get awareness and create convert towards an eating a right food. Once these people are stabilized and eating continuously the such good foods, the demand goes higher for the organic farmer and he will flourish and the people get convert. This is how the entire chain is managed by each other. Our mission, as I said, that providing a safe and healthy food, we are really mean of it. We do all the precautions taken to ensure each food which is reaching to the consumer has to be safe and healthy. We have a laboratory and all those aspects we have. This is our vision, is that ensuring the safe food. And the vision is very important. The vision is bring back the next generation farmers. This is really, we have taken very challenging and proving it as well. The next generation farmer has to join back the farming. When the farmer is profitable and sustainable, then they will definitely call back his son to come and join the hands here. And the next is wealthy farmers is in healthy consumers. This is what we understood in this business. And building a confidence in both customers and farmers. Prashant is creating a good food. We are providing good food platform to the consumers and farmers. They can confidently grow that. If we are growing organically without any without any chemicals and all those things, there is a company called Prashant. They can buy with expected prices and immediate payments. This is what a confidence we are creating in both the communities. This is about the company which is started in 2014. It's in Bangalore. And our services, if you could make it, is in 3 lines. It's a chemical-free products and plastic-free packing and a carbon-free delivery. Our next vehicle is an electrical vehicle. So we are next venturing into the food processing plant, where we'll have our own flooring unit, spicing, spice grinding unit, snacks preparations, cold pressed oils, everything in and around in the processing plant we are setting up. This is what our next plan of it. So we are also looking for investors. If anybody interested, we are happy to talk to them. This is how our experience center looks like in the further. So we are in a working stage of this. This is how the processing plant inside. Thank you so much for the short brief about this. But as I'd like to repeat that food is very basic and essential for everyone, including all of us in the panel and even the consumers and even the farmers. So we should not get neglected any point of it. It's an opportunity. Every meal is an opportunity to nourish our body. We should ensure entire process should be safe and consumable. Thank you so much for giving an opportunity to share my insights.
Thank you very much, all the 3 speakers today for sharing their experiences, knowledge. I would request all the participants to use the chat if you have any questions, so that we can moderate and talk to them. So to start with, of course, a very generic question. So for both sides, the first and foremost important, the conversion phase when we are working with the farmers. So from chemical to organic, the first 2-3 years, the natural farming followed by organic farming would be extremely difficult for the farmers, because the kind of revenue you may get, sometimes it will be less, it will go down. So what kind of measures you are taking to make sure they're on the same path for working with the farmers in your business model? The second question being the customer side. So everybody knows organic farming is good. Multiple times I've seen people asking, how do I know that this particular product is organic? They're telling it's an organic, I agree. But as a layman customer, I mean, I would say that my own example, my father says, I don't know what it is. So how you are going to address these issues? We'll go in the same order after the presentation, sir. Abhishek sir, Satya sir, followed by Satya sir. Please, sir.
Can I share it?
Please, sir, please.
Okay, your first question is, how do you encourage the farmer to move from conversion farming to the organic farming?
Yes.
That's very interesting and very need of an hour. We have to move them towards an organic farming. As you rightly said, in the government policies wise, it's a 3 years is a conversion to get a certificate. But what we are doing is, the first of all, the decision making itself is a great for the farmer. Leaving his existing chemicals and moving to organic farming, that decision itself is a great. We have to encourage that. What we are doing, we have a team of people who are providing a trainings and menus, entire whatever required for once the farmer move to the organic, what is the support he required, end-to-end support. Whatever required, we have all the around to us. We are starting supporting to them and including the taking his producers also it. The problem, there's a two kind of problem he would be facing it. The problem one is the survival. Once he's moving on to it, the first question he will have is that even if I moved on, can I able to survive? How can I go with pesticides, controlling and all those things? There is a good methods of it, multi-cropping and alternative cropping. There's a lot of methods including it. We are educating such things to him which can avoid. And there is a lot of organic fertilizers and those things also available. Cow-based things are available. We are helping them where it can come out. And the second question he has this, okay, ultimately if I grow something and where I can sell it, because it may go back in the same traditional way of pricing it. That's where we are providing him in the special prices for him. So we'll take up his non-negotiable prices and immediate payment. By providing these two support to him, this is what my experience, most of the farmers are survived and moving into the organic farming. This is the one point of it. And your second question, how the consumer can believe on this, whether it's an organic producers and all those things. This is not a one person to prove it. It is both the people have to come together. Even a consumer also needs such good food, and even the supplier also should provide such good food. Consumers should also come two steps ahead to us. Here, showing a certificate and selling the product is not only the important to us. So we should understand the purpose of eating, and we should call them. That's what the practices. What we are doing is we are calling the most of the consumers to come and discuss about it. Purchasing the groceries is a lifelong relationship. It's not a one-time approaches and all. So for this, consumer also should come step towards us and understand where there's a genuine products are providing and all. And one request to the consumers is they should stop buying based on the price tag. This is where leads to the most of the adulterations and chemical components usages. So assume there is a product called A is a 6 rupees and even a 10 rupees. Most of the consumers goes towards the 6 rupees, even not thinking about again. Rather going for a 6 rupees, they should do analysis. Why 6 rupees and why is it 10 rupees? What is the difference in these two things? That analysis, we have a habit of doing analysis. For example, when we are buying a car, we will not blindly buy a car or by going with an offer. We do analysis. Such basic analysis, they should also come back to us. And we are anyway, as like Nimble and Abhi, and we are all here to provide such good product to the consumers. So we request through this platform, consumers also should join hands to take this project further. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Abhishek and Satya, sir, you also please.
Yeah. So again, as Satya said, I completely agree with him. And see, in Nimble Growth, what we have done is when a farmer has started growing organic, we have given him at least 50% premium price to sustain, right? We have all known and seen that when in the initial stages, when we start organic farming, the yield dips around 30 to 40%. So the basic questions come again from the farmer side, that if I am getting 20,000 rupees per month in conventional farming, can you guarantee me 20 at least? That I will get 20,000. I don't need more for the time being. At least I should get 20,000 for an example. And we have guaranteed that. And we have also done MSP, that is minimum sustainable price to the farmer. So we have seen that many crops that goes like haywire in the market, like tomato can go up to 50 paisa, onion can go up to 5 rupees, but we have fixed a minimum sustainable price to every farmer, right? Even if the market crashes, we tell them you don't need to worry, there is a minimum sustainable price that you will get, and we provide it to the farmer. Plus, we also give them a buyback guarantee that if you are doing organic farming, if you are associated with the Nimble Growth, you don't need to worry about selling your produce. Nimble will take entire produce that you are growing. That is the first way to encourage any farming into organic farming, right? And to the second point, Nimble Growth is working in a tech platform where a consumer can scan a QR code on the produce that they are eating, and it will give the entire 45, 60 or 90 days cycle of a crop. which is which seed is taken, how it is germinated, how it is grown, how are the pest attacks maintained, what are the fertilizers used, what are the biofertilizers used, who is the farmer, his geolocation, his photo, his mobile number, and the agronomist's details. Everything you will get in a click of a mouse. So that is where Nimble Growth is working now. So, and we have seen, see, there is a misconception in the market that if you go to a well-lit showroom and they have that all focus light on them, it should be organic and people think it is organic. It is not like that. Even a seller in the market can give you organic. Even a carpooler who is selling vegetables in the road may be organic, can be organic, doesn't matter. So we have to go out, we have to think twice before, as Satya said, we have to think twice before purchasing our foods. Like we should not think about the price tag. We should not only see the price tag. We should also think why the price is more. We have to think backwards. What are the things behind it? And as rightly I said that in the initial 2-3 years, there is a 30 to 40% dip in the irrigation, in the cultivation of any organic field. So if we don't give the farmer the adequate amount of money, they will not be encouraged. They will not be doing the organic farming next. And we have seen in the last 5 years that when we start giving them a farmer, and we have proved it that we can give 1.5 lakh income to a farmer. We have proved it, we have shown it. And after that, we have seen there are multiple farmers coming up and joining hands with Nimble Growth to do organic farming. Our major farms in Haveri, in back 2017, we started with 5 farmers, and I can proudly say today that we have 230 farmers in Haveri only whom we are working with. And it is not that we have done any marketing. It is only the farmers, brothers, friends, and others who have joined hand with us.
Thank you, sir. Satyadev, sir.
So with regard to this traceability aspects, so we are in the initial stage, but what we are just working on it, we have tied up with one organization, tech-based organization, where all our farmers' fields are so geo-tagged and they are just so taken. So the objective of ours so geotagging is a twofold. One is for the farmer's point of view. For the productivity of the farmers will increase based on this, the suggestions and inputs the farmers are getting through this app. So that is the first thing. Second thing is that the so we are just getting this entire details of the farmers, as so Abhishek told also, but not in that intensive way, and Satya sir also told. So this is not in that intensive way. So from the beginning of this thing, which is the farm, the produce, the processing route, and coming to the consumer. So as of now, we are just providing that information to the consumer, where it is coming, who are the farmers, and all those things. But this is still a lot to be done on that thing. So once this the app comes into picture, the consumers will be in a position to take the scanning of the QR code, and so the details of the entire the farmers and crop, all the details will be so shared with the consumer. Second thing is that thing for all this organic product, we are just doing this so majority most main commodities as of now we are doing, because it has the cost implication. So this details of the test reports. The test reports we are sharing with the consumer, so that what are all the test parameters that are so taken and checked on this produce. So what are the any test the pesticide related contents are there in the produce that they are eating, and all those things that so consumers will be able to know. So these are all the two things which so we are providing, so that the consumers what they are eating, where it is coming from, this so location and all those they know, and what they are eating should have what type of chemicals and all those things, whether they available or not, they will be able to know it. That's what currently we are doing.
So the follow-up question for you, Satya sir. What is your area of operation? Are you covering any area in North India as of now, sir? In terms of procurement or in terms of
Here
service?
there are two Satyas are there. Which Satya you are referring to?
You only, sir. You only. At this point of time, you
Right.
only, sir.
So, right. Currently, we are working in 12 locations, 12 states, and we are working with around 30 FPOs across the country. So,
Okay.
handling about some 20 main commodities. But for our so D2C operations, we are having some around 200 odd so commodities we are providing. But so our major commodities are around 20 plus in this 12 FPCs spread across 30 FPCs spread across 12 states.
Okay. Okay, sir.
You
There are
want to know the states details, state names? Do you want me to tell you?
not required, sir. Just wanted to check area. Any of the North Indian states, sir? Any of the
Yes, yes. So, Uttarakhand is there.
Okay.
West Bengal is there, and Himachal Pradesh is there. And Northeast states only, so one state, Meghalaya, we are just started. That only tea we are just sourcing. Others are in pipeline.
Okay.
So in central location, MP is there, but all other southern states except Kerala. Kerala we are just about to enter, but otherwise AP, Telangana, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu. So we are already, so our FPCs are there. So Maharashtra. So major so FPCs also we are just working, and Chhattisgarh is there, one FPC Chhattisgarh is there. So all put together we have around so 30 odd FPCs we are working. All of them are not organic certified. Some of them are into natural. Some of them are into organic certified.
Okay. Thank you very much, sir.
We have two different brands which only talks about the pesticide free and natural products. We have the organic certified products. So we differentiated that thing so that to minimize the confusion to the customers.
Okay. Okay, sir. Thank you very much. So there are a lot of questions. Some of them are answered partially. Some of them are kind of personal. So what we have done, sir, we have shared all the email IDs of all three speakers today. Abhishek, Satya sir, and Satyadev sir, all three mail IDs have been given. Please make sure you can write to them for respective questions. There are a lot of questions targeted at training in organic farming, guidance in getting certificates, how much time does it take to certificate, all these things, sir. Can you suggest any of the resource or any of the online somewhere they can get all this information, sir?
Definitely, we will share the details. So I'll just share some
Yes, sir.
details.
We'll send a mail, sir.
So, yeah. So that so even so there's available information is there. I will just share the links also. I can just share the link.
If anybody,
We are not.
if anybody wanted to know from the Karnataka state under, I'm happy to help them and connect the right departmental people for their certifications things.
Somebody from Mysore, they were asking some certificate. I mean, the RCVY certificate. What is the nearest one? So I think we can write to Satya sir because that requires more time. So before we conclude, we'll take one question directly from our participants, sir. Would request Dr. Davidson. Dr. David, can you hear us? Dr. David. Hello, Dr. David, can you hear us? So we'll move to the next one, Jinat. We'll go to Harpal Singh.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, sir, we can hear you, sir, please.
Well, first I must congratulate the efforts of these young Turks taking on organic subject, especially the marketing part. And I can see there's a lot of things to be done there. See, TT and TT is missing. Total transparency and total traceability is not there, which my friend just said that they are in the process. But if you allow me, I'm doing organic farming since '92,
Wow.
North India. And I would like to, if you guys are receptive, I'd like to, first, Abhishek, I don't agree with you that, you see, this foundation shouldn't be there 2 years and 3 years. So please try and understand the concept properly. See, it's not 3 years. It's basically on the 3rd year, you are organic. So there's a conversion period, 0 year, 1st year, and certified organic. And for perennials, it's on the 4th year. So that's the basic thing. But it's necessary, very much important to have these years in conversion, because even the weeds start changing. So when you are sustainable, that takes more than 4 years when you are sustainable. So there is lots and lots of things to be shared as far as the organic farming is concerned. The marketing is one part which is very weak in organic business, which you guys are taking up. But please don't mix up donkeys and horses. See, we can divide it into 3 parts. First is the compliance part, because we have a food law in India, which was amended in 2011, and where they have mentioned what is the percentage of minimum residual level the government will accept, or the FSSAI will accept. It's not been implemented so far in letter and spirit. And that is one part where we can say it's a GAP India. So that's where one certification has to be there. Then it's natural. It's the, you see, 1st year as far as organic is concerned. Because the problem of organic was, when I started, the first 2 years produce was not sellable at all. Now there are means you can sell it. People are receptive. People would like to have it. Just in between the lines, I would like to mention, because of so much treachery and the greediness of the, the traders, the concept has lost its confidence amongst the consumers. You might have been facing. So we have to go systematically and scientifically. Only then the consumer will believe you. We have to have total transparency and total traceability. Otherwise, it's not organic. But you can divide it into 3 parts. First is GAP, which I have just explained. Second is natural. Natural doesn't have any certification. If anybody has ever been abroad, he would understand, and if he is gone to an organic shop there, they have a natural as well as organic. I used to call it 30-70. Only 30% was organic, and that organic was also subject to be explored. And 70% was natural, which was directly bought from the farmers or whatever, or the mandi or whatever. That's exactly what is happening in trading today. But any blame which was going, E. coli and things, it was directly blamed on the organic. See, it's a big game. I don't want to kind of bring it into this, but just for the reference sake, I'm saying natural abroad has no certification. I've been howling all over. I've been member of all these organizations. So it's a deceptive. I call it a intellectual corruption against the farmers. You see, you say it's natural, it is, but it has no certification, it has no meaning, it has no, constitution or any explanation. What is natural? Natural is just a deceptive word. And then organic. Now, organic has reached such a stage, it has been fixed into the laboratory. And laboratory produces not organic. It is what the farmer produces. Because of this laboratory thing, the farmers are suffering and the consumer is suffering. So if you know what is happening in the market, me being the first farmer and who propagated, and I was a founder member of the steering committee, I know the game very well. So what's happening? If you guys need any guidance, any suggestions as a fellow farmer, I'm ready to assist you guys on this. But please cater to the consumers in 3 phases: GAP or compliance, then natural, then organic. And I call it ethical organic. Lab has a very small part to play in it. But now it is centralized only to the lab, which is very bad for the farmers. farmers are not getting benefited at all. It's the name of the farmers which is taken, but they are exploited. I'm sorry, I'm being very blunt. I'm being a farmer, and I've tried to remain a farmer instead of a businessman so far, since 92.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you very much for sharing your experiences, ground level realities, and the kind of classifications you've given would give a lot of knowledge as well as eye-opening for our attendees here today. They would take with the caution whenever they come to do it, sir. We have your mail ID with us. We'll be sharing your mail ID also with our attendees here today, so that anybody have any doubts, they can come and they can talk to you, sir. Thank you very much. We would like to thank all our three speakers today for being here, sharing their experiences. We would like to thank our Director General Manager, Director Agriculture Extension, Dr. Suran sir. So our entire team here. Last but not the least, all our attendees here today, taking their time out and they're here with us. Thank you very much. We look forward to your presence in our next webinar, the 81st webinar series on Saturday, next Saturday at 11 a.m. Thank you very much. Have a great day ahead. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.